Hello! Today we're going to explore WAN VACE, an AI video generation model that can handle almost every video generation technique, like reference to video generation, video-to-video editing, video outpainting, and much more. The best part, it's a brand new model, and luckily it's already natively supported in ComfyUI. As always, before we start, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to support the channel's growth. Open your ComfyUI and the ComfyUI Manager. We need to check the software version. I'm using version 0.339. Make sure you're on the same version. If not, please update your ComfyUI by clicking the Update ComfyUI button. Wait for the process to finish and restart when it asks you to. Now that everything's updated, we can access the workflow directly from ComfyUI Template Browser. The template menu is under Window. Browse Template Videos. For this video, we're going to explore 5 WAN VACE workflows. Our first workflow, text-to-video. This is the most basic one. You write a text prompt, and the model handles the video generation. Second workflow, image-to-video. One of the most popular techniques. You give the model an image in a text prompt, and it animates the picture. Third workflow. This one requires more parts. We provide a video, a text prompt, and a reference image. The model will either incorporate the reference image into the video or replace a character with the one from the reference. So you've got the main idea. I'll explain the 2 remaining workflows while we're running them. Now let's start by downloading the required model files. So yeah, it's a heavy download. 6 models in total, taking up around 50 gigabytes of disk space. Make sure you've got enough room and a stable internet connection. If you're already familiar with ComfyUI and have used other models before, there's a good chance you already have the UTM-5 model on your computer. Double check before downloading. It can take up 10 gigabytes of space. A very important step. While you wait for the models to download, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And thank you for your support. All the models are now downloaded to your local file system. Now we need to place each one in the correct ComfyUI folder. Otherwise, we'll run into errors. Let's start by copying the WAN files into the following ComfyUI path. Models, Diffusion Model. For organization purposes, I put my files in a new folder called WAN, then inside that, a VACE folder. Alright, that's done. Now we need to copy the 2 COSVID low-RAW models into their location. These COSVID models are responsible for making WAN generation ultra-fast. Alright, that's done. Now we need to copy the VAE model into its location. It's the same as the classic WAN VAE model, so if you've used one before, no need to download it again. Finally, the UTM-5 model goes under Models Text Encoder. This model is also used by several other models, so if you already have it, no need to download it again. And if you have the scaled version, that works perfectly. Alright, everything's in place. Now open the Workflow Template menu and select the first workflow. It's the text-to-video workflow. First thing to check. Make sure every model is correctly imported into its node. This time, we're using the WAN 1.3b model. The group name might be wrong, so fix that. And don't forget to use the correct LoRa with it. The prompt is pretty simple. I asked the model to generate an old BMW M3E46, and as you can see, the result is pretty good. The headlights and rear aren't 100% accurate, but the kidney grille and overall shape look solid. What surprised me the most is the generation time. It took less than a minute to create a 5-second video using just 4 GB of VRAM. This model is seriously amazing for prototyping and idea generation. By the way, I was running the model on an RTX 3090. The second workflow is the image-to-video workflow. This time, we switch to the WAN 14b model. Don't forget to switch the LoRa too. You'll need to provide an image and a well-written prompt. And as you can see, when using the 14b model, we can generate 720p video. A nice bump in resolution. When you pair the VACE model with the COSVID low-RAW, It only takes 2 to 4 steps to generate a good quality video, and the best part? It only takes a few minutes on an RTX 3090. This model is seriously impressive. I mixed a real-world situation, surfing, with an imaginary character and setup, a kitty in a suitcase surfing, and the result is surprisingly amazing. The wave looks funny in the cat. Total pro surfer? He nailed it. Great. We're reaching the third workflow, control video. Let's verify that all the models are correctly imported. If you remember, I placed the models in a folder different from the default, so I'll fix the imports and save the workflow. I'll correct the paths for the VACE model, the COSVID LoRa, and finally the VAE. Here, I'm replacing the video load node. The native ComfyUI node isn't very practical and lacks features. Instead, I'll use a node from a custom pack called Video Helper Suite. It's a must-have. I'll drop the link in the description. Also, I'll replace the Canny processing node. The default one always causes memory overflow issues. I'll use the second option mentioned in the node instead. Let me modify the workflow, and I'll be right back to you. Alright, everything's in place and ready to run the workflow. For the reference picture, I picked a Labrador as our main character. And for the control video, I found a funny clip of 2 horses escaping and running through the streets of London. One important option to tweak is the strength of the COSVID LoRa. I reduced it to 0.5 to get a decent result. UI tried several other strength values, but the output was really bad every time. For the positive prompt, I left it empty, and the negative prompt is unchanged. The next parameter to tune is the Canny model. Set the resolution to 512, the low threshold to 100, and the high threshold to 255. This helps avoid ghosting and leftover edges from elements in the original video. Alright, here's the result, and it's actually pretty good. Both horses were replaced by 2 Labradors. Sure, they're a bit bigger than your average Labrador, but I think you can fix that by tweaking the prompt. The streets of London are well represented, and even the motorcycle is still visible in the newly generated video. Now it's time for the fourth workflow, video outpainting. It's a simple concept. We have a video, and we want the model to paint out the surroundings of the main character. As always, we check that every model is correctly imported, and it is the case. For the prompt I used the same prompt. I used it to generate the video. As you can see, it's a portrait-style video of a boat fighting huge waves in a surreal situation, because the whole scene is happening inside a teapot. The most important node to focus on here is the pad image node for outpainting. This node processes each frame of the video by adding a gray area, also called the padding zone, where the model will generate new content. In this example, I added 200 pixels on each side of the video. And the most important parameter, to keep this channel able to bring you great content, is your support. So I'm counting on you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Jumping back to our workflow parameters, no need to change anything in the K-sampler. Everything is already well tuned. And here's the video. The model placed our teapot into a ship-like environment, added ropes, and even extended the wooden table. But it also added water on the floor, which is not ideal for a ship. But this little model error can easily be fixed by tweaking the prompt a bit. Congratulations! You've reached the last workflow, the first last frame technique, one of the funniest and also one of the most useful. Check these 2 length nodes. They're super important. You must set 81 in the first node and 79 in the second. I've tested a bunch of other values, but none of them worked. Next, let's fix the video size. Set the width and the height to 512. For the first and last frames, I picked an E92 BMW M3 as the final frame, and for the starting frame, a more classic M3, the iconic E30, and our goal is to generate a smooth video transition from the E30 to the E92 model. And here is the output video. First of all, the quality is solid. The cars move smoothly and the transition feels fluid. I tried to go for a Transformer-style transformation, but it didn't quite hit the mark. We've reached the end of today's tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you soon.